Hello and welcome back to Pre-Recorded Corner, the pre-recorded section of this live video. So in this section, I want to talk about the questions that you should ask for your video testimonial from your franchisees. So it's very easy to just ask your franchisees to just say, just give me a testimonial. And what you'll get back is usually something that is absolutely just dredge and just rubbish, and something that says, yeah, they're really helpful, it's a really great franchise, I'm really glad I bought this franchise. If you don't stipulate what you want them to talk about, you will get something back like that. Let me know in the comments if you've had anybody create a testimonial like that for you. So these are the questions I think you should be asking. Number one, who are you and where are you based? This just gives the audience an idea of where the franchisee is based, and it just introduces the person. So it's quite easy to ask. Anyone can really answer that. Number two is, what did you do before? This really gives the viewer an idea of what a typical franchisee did before. So if you've got a number of franchisees you're interviewing and they all come from different backgrounds, that tells the audience something about what a particular franchisee is. But if they're all from similar backgrounds, then they will also want to be from a similar background as well. Number three, what made you choose this franchise? This is something I find you always get a similar answer with this. So usually it's something like the franchisor, maybe it's something like the opportunity to have more work-life balance, but usually franchisees have a very similar answer. Number four is, what was the training like? So I've got these answers written down on the desk in front of me, but what was the training like? So did they have to travel for the training? How long did the training last? Was it very helpful? Did they get a lot of, did they learn a lot on the training? And that leads into I've lost count, number six probably. What was the support like? So is there ongoing support? What's that like? How often do they get that support? Do they have to call up for the support? Is there support calls that they have to attend? Do they have to go to extra training and things like that? That really gives the viewer an idea of what the support's like, how long that lasts, whether it's available all the time, if they have to sort of apply for it. That's a really good question to ask. Number seven is, how would you recommend this franchise? So would you recommend it? Are you glad you made the decision? Hopefully they're saying yes, hopefully they're giving you glowing recommendations, but if they're not, that's probably telling you something that you should be changing. Number eight, what makes a great franchisee? So this might be, they might have to talk to a lot of people, they might have to have the ability to drive around, they might have to really care about people, they might have to like working with children. If you stipulate what makes a really good franchisee, that sort of puts the wrong people off and attracts the right kind of people. And then some extra questions you can ask is, what's a typical day like? We covered this the other week in terms of typical, what a day in the life of a franchisee. You can ask that question. I think that's a good question to ask, especially if you've got this franchisee in front of the camera. It's a really good question to ask. Go back and look at that episode if you haven't done already. What are their future plans? Do they want to grow their franchise into other areas? Are they quite content with how they are? Do they want to bring in more staff? What's their work-life balance like? This is a really good opportunity to ask them, do they have to, is the reason they joined the franchise to spend more time with their family, and are they now spending more time with their family? Or are they working all the time because they're just getting started? That's a really good question to ask, and it'll give you an idea of how your franchise is working as well. And also, all these questions will attract the right kind of people, but also put the wrong kind of people off, and that's what a video testimonial from a franchisee is for.